Hey guys, it's Jessica, the Nomadic Owl Oracle, and I figured I would go ahead and get started on videos since I haven't done them in so long after I did that video from earlier today. I just got off work and I just got home, but I did want to do this reading for you for the full moon that is on Sunday, and that is Sunday the 9th of February of 2020. This full moon is going to be in the zodiac sign of Leo. So Leo is all about passion. It's all about drive, living from your heart, being very fierce, being very positive, very confident, things like that. So with the full moon coming in that kind of energy, what it's going to speak of is that it's time for you to take back your power in a situation if you haven't been. It also could be speaking of, needing to have that passion again in your life and doing the things that make you feel fulfilled, that make you feel appreciated, and that bring you that joy and happiness back into your life. Leo is represented by a lion. So lions can be very fierce, or they could be very calm and loving of their families. So keep that in mind. It's also known as the father of the zodiac, and it is symbolized by the sun. So it's all about positivity, higher vibrations, the light, things like that, okay? With everything that's currently going on energetic-wise, it is going to be a really good full moon. And it has a lot of potential to bring about good things if you harness the energy correctly. But do keep in mind that with Leo, they do have quite a bit of a temper. They can be very selfish at times, and they can be kind of impulsive. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm a Cancer Leo myself, so I'm not judging anyone. But be aware of that and not react from passion and not thinking things through. If you're like me, I've had these past couple days been kind of hectic, and there's been so much going on that it's been hard for me to stay grounded, and it's been hard for me to keep my balance in certain situations. There's just so much energy going on right now. We also have the Mercury retrogrades about to come in, and that always has a lot of communication breakdowns, computer issues, phone issues, car issues, all kinds of shit just gets crazy. I'm sure you're aware of that, but if you're not, now you are. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a tidbit before we get started in this reading. This reading is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone, so please keep that in mind. This is for whoever needs it the most at this time. I do read in energy. I do not read in sexes, okay? So whoever needs this, whoever hears this, if it resonates for you, then it's for you, regardless of what time you watch this video. My timing is fluid in my readings, so if this message resonates for you 2 weeks from now, a year from now, whenever the hell you watch it, if that is the case, it's for you. So I do cuss. If you don't like cussing, I would highly suggest to go ahead and click off. I'm going to be my true authentic self, and I'm going to talk to you the way that I normally talk to people. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my videos because it has been a while since I've done them, but I give you my intuitive take into the cards, and then after that, I'm going to read from the book, okay? I like to be as thorough as possible. If that doesn't work for you, then you can go ahead and click off. I'm not everybody's reader. I'm aware of that, but I try to be as accurate, as thorough, and as informative as possible. So let's go ahead and get started. I have pre-shuffled the cards like I normally do. The first card that we have is going to be from the Moonology deck, and it is a full moon in Aries. It says a fiery climax approaches. So this card right here, what I'm getting from this is stating that a fiery climax approaches. Maybe there's been a situation or something going on in your life that it's just been building and building, and maybe it's been very, very tense or very just stagnant. And something is about to come into being that's going to like break open that energy, okay? So if you've been waiting for something to happen and nothing's been happening, it's about to start coming in. That could mean, within the next couple weeks, within the days, whatever it is. But something is about to happen that's going to set that into motion. If it's something that is like a conflict or something that's been building negatively, like with a dam, water builds until the point that the dam can no longer hold it. So what I'm getting from this is it's going to be something that's going to bring in a lot of passion, a lot of energy. It might be kind of scary, or it might be very invigorating, or maybe it's both, okay? So try to remember that the sign of Aries is all about, you know, being confident, being strong, being forceful if needed, but also, you know, they can be very intelligent and very accurate and sly in their movements and know what it is that needs to be done, okay? So be aware that something's about to happen in the near future that's going to cause things to no longer be stagnant or be at that negative vibration anymore. Things are changing. The second card that we got is going to be from the medicine cards, and I'm going to show you the deck, okay? And this card is the turkey, but it's in the reverse, okay? So when I think of a turkey, if I could talk, I think of an animal that every Thanksgiving, we as Americans, if you're in America, it sacrifices itself so people can live. People would use its feathers for pillows, for coats, things like that, but they would eat the animal so that way they had food during the winter or fall times of the year. So turkeys would be very helpful throughout the year. Farmers would have them, and then they would need them whenever they didn't have food for the colder months, okay? So turkey would be a symbol of being able to sacrifice or needing to sacrifice for the highest good or whatever, but it's in the reverse. So in the reverse, what I'm getting from this is maybe you're sacrificing too much of yourself, your time, your energy, and maybe it's not being appreciated. Or, you know, you could be taking so much from somebody else. Whatever the case may be aware of what your intentions are and what you're currently doing at this time. Because sometimes we don't even see what is going on until that climax, until that moment happens that we're just like, okay, this shit has to end. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this. Then we have the card of Demeter, okay? And this is from the Goddess Knowledge cards, if I can find this for you, sorry. Okay, so the Goddess Knowledge cards. And Demeter was a goddess from Greek mythology. And she was all about abundance and being fruitful and bringing in wealth and great things and a time of change and fertility and prosperity and things like that. But, you know, maybe you've had a hard time. Things have just not been happening. I mean, we have been in the winter. We're still in the winter. Winter is known as a kind of stagnant period where things die away. So with her appearing in this energy, what I'm getting is that she's about to usher in a time of great things, a great fertility to be able to bring in what it is that you want to bring into your life. Okay, so be aware of that. Then the last card that we have is an affirmation card, and it is from the Miracles Now deck. Okay, and it says sometimes no is the most loving response. Okay. So now it kind of makes a little bit more sense to me. Sometimes no is the most loving response. What it's saying to me is that maybe people have been taking advantage of you. Maybe people keep making all these demands on you and things like that. I'm sorry if you hear my cats. They're being crazy, like always. Imagine that. So they're cats. I'm sure you're aware of this. So what it's saying to you is that you need to learn your boundaries. You need to know what you're willing to put up with and what is no longer working for you. Sometimes people get upset that we put boundaries down when we never did before, but they are necessary for our own health, for our own mental state and things like that. Recently, I've noticed that I have all these demands on me. I normally do in general, but people have gotten to the point where they're getting super selfish and they're getting super demanding on me, and it's made me just not even want to talk to some people, honestly. And I understand that, like, we all have commitments and we all have things that we have to do and things that we have to pay bills for or whatever the case may be. But if it's causing you mental stress to the point that you can't sleep at night, to the point that you're getting sick, then you need to start putting some boundaries down. And that's definitely something I've had to do because I've had so many demands on me from all different directions. And if I can't help myself, just like you, if you can't help yourself and you can't be healthy, how are you going to help other people? It's not worth your health. It's not worth your mental state and your happiness and your abundance in your life. We all have to call back our energy at some point in time. So if this applies to you, be aware of that, okay? So guys, like I said, I am going to read from the book like I normally do. And I like to do this just because some people don't like it. So if you don't like that, I would say go ahead and click off now. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So for the first card, the full moon in Aries, it says a fiery climax approaches. Okay, it says the flame is lit, a wonderful new start beckons, and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign if there's something you want to happen in your life. Take this card as a big yes from the universe, and this is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go, after all. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for at this time. But the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, though, don't go too fast and don't forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge through towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself if you do so. So the affirmation that it has for you, it says, don't even think about giving up. It says the additional meanings of this card is do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash right now. You need a 12-month plan. A new male is coming into your life. So women or females or whoever, if you're attracted to men, it does say a new male, okay? Because it says the sex of a male. Be aware of that, okay? So if you're looking for love or you're looking for something to happen in your romantic life, maybe that's what this is pointing to. So be aware of that. So then the second card that we have was the turkey in the reverse. So I'm going to find that in this book, and then I'm going to read that for you. So it says there are several aspects to pulling the gobbler card in the reverse position. Are you gobbling up anything and everything out of fear or of lack? Are you holding on too tight and refusing to let go of a dime, even for charity? It could be that the Scrooge in you has grown accustomed to the misery aspect of life. If not, you might look at the possibility that you're fearful of spending money at this time, and you need to be aware of that. However, another aspect of the contrary gobbling is the idea that the world owes you something and that you do not need to recycle the energy. The buck stops here. It may only mean that it stops in your bank account. So on all levels of this contrary message, the keynote is that generosity of spirit is being neglected. This can be towards yourself or towards others. Remember, never give to receive. That is manipulation. Giving is without regret and without a joyful heart. Or with a joyful heart. Sorry, I'm like, what? Or the giveaway has lost its true meaning. So what it's saying to you is that if you're giving something to people and you're expecting something in return, then you shouldn't be doing it because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's a selfish way of looking at things. So to truly give, it's wanting you to be aware that you're doing it from your heart, not for, ulterior motives, okay? I'm not going to go in where my head just wanted to lead me. But sometimes people do things in a narcissistic way, honestly, or in a way that they're like, oh, if I do this for them, then they owe me, okay? So maybe that's what's going on here. I don't really feel like it's the energy that I'm getting is not that it's so much you that's doing that, but maybe somebody else is trying to just take from you, and it's depleting you, okay? That's what I'm getting intuitively. Again, this is a general reading. So if this doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate. But be aware of who you're giving energy to, what you're giving energy to. If it's not respected, if it's not met with an evil, if it's not met with an even balance, okay, be aware of that, okay? And honestly, I just said evil and I wasn't even trying to say evil. So what I'm getting here, since I'm channeling this, is that maybe there's somebody that has impure intentions towards you. That doesn't mean all of you, but maybe there's somebody in this picture that is very narcissistic, abusive, things like that. So be aware of people that use you and make you feel like you're depleted. Be fully aware of that. And now is the time to set those boundaries, guys, if that is you. So for Demeter, it says an ancient Greek mother goddess, a goddess of life and death. The Greeks emphasized her role as the goddess of cultivated earth, the giver of fruitfulness and abundance, and the provider of the gift of agriculture. She and her daughter Persephone called by the Greeks the goddesses, together represent the continuous cycle of life and death, the two phases of the vegetative power of the earth. Demeter is remembered primarily for her great love for her daughter, and when Persephone was abducted by Hades, Demeter's grief caused the whole earth to go barren. Here we see Demeter ready to give birth, to produce life. Demeter offers a blessing of fruitfulness and possibility of coming joy, of abundant life, and of hope. So it's wanting you to know that, look, maybe there's been a lot going on, but there is hope. There's something coming in that's about to change things. But it's based on how you react to the situation. Be aware, okay? If you need to cut people and things out of your life, now is the time to do it. When the spring hits, we're going to have so much momentum and things going on in our lives that we need to be prepared and ready for it. Especially with the Mercury retrograde coming in also, because that's a time to rethink everything and reanalyze and readjust our life in the terms and of where we're wanting to go in our lives, okay? So be aware of that. And then the last card is the affirmation card. It says, sometimes no is the most loving response. So what I'm getting from this is that you have to put your boundaries down, but also you need to know that it's okay to say no at times. You don't always have to say yes. You don't always have to do what other people want you to do. There comes a point in time where you have to do what's best for you and start focusing on yourself instead of everybody else, okay? The more that you call back your power and the more that you're aware of negative situations, people, places, things, the more it's going to help you. Okay, guys? So I hope that this helped you. I hope that it resonated. If it does resonate, please keep in mind that you have free will. If you don't choose to take these actions, then things can play out totally different. We all make our choices in our life, but I hope that you make the best one for yourself and for your health and happiness. I am available for readings. If you would like to schedule one, please contact me on here or on Facebook or Instagram, and we can get one scheduled. I hope that you have a great weekend. I will be doing videos soon as I can, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.